Yo, what is going on YouTube? Welcome to today's video. Today I'm bringing back life stories. For some fucking reason you guys enjoy it. I don't know how, but yeah, why not? It's because I just can't be bothered to edit a FIFA video I have planned today, and the Black Ops 3 news is really slow. So why not do a life story video? What I want to talk about is my work experience. And I done my work experience in a pharmacy. I don't know why I done it in a pharmacy. I have no intention of working in a pharmacy in the future. I know nothing about pharmacies. And yeah, it was extremely boring. Anyway, I want to talk to you about it. And yeah, so I live in France. A lot of you know that already. And I go to school over here as well, obviously. We needed to do some work experience. And if you're 16 years old, you've probably already done it. And you've probably got your own story. That's pretty funny. But mine's extremely awkward. But anyway, so I didn't want to do it in a pharmacy. I had no intention of doing it in a pharmacy. I actually wrote out this letter, this huge letter, about my work experience and why I want to do it in a game shop. That's what I had planned, to do it in a game shop. So I walk in there and they sell TVs, all of that electronic stuff and stuff I'm into. So I ask the woman that was there, and I was like, can I speak to the responsible person, like the manager? And she says, yeah, sure. And then she starts laughing at me, and I'm like, the fuck you laughing at me, bitch? Anyway, she goes and gets the manager, and then she fucks off again. And I speak to the manager like, yo bro, can I have like my work experience here? And then, you know, and then he says no, because apparently like I spoke rude to him, because in French there's like a way of saying polite stuff, and then there's a way of saying rude stuff. Like if I said, can I do my work experience with you, then that's completely normal in English. But, you know, I accidentally went, est-ce que je peux faire mon stage avec toi? You know, that's like rude. That's the rude way. That's like the familiar way. Apparently, if I was speaking to my friend, that's the way I'd say it. So I kind of fucked it up already. The first thing I pretty much said. And he says no, apparently because he's already got people working there that week, which is okay, that's fine, I'm okay. You know, I walk out the shop, you know, my heart's just been broken, my confidence has just been shattered into a million pieces, and my mum asked her if I can meet her near a shoe shop. So I walk up the street, and you know, I'm sad, extremely sad, I'm kind of pissed as well, and I see a fucking pharmacy, and I'm like, I have nothing to lose. So I open the door like Dan the man. I walk in there with all this swag like a boss, and I ask the lady working there, she's actually Swedish, and I say, can I speak to the manager? She goes to get the manager, and this bloke is really cool, okay? I got on with him really well, but he's not 100% right in the head. But anyway, I say, can I do my work experience with you? And he says, yeah, when is it? And I say when it was. And then he shakes my hand. I gave him the paper. He signs it all out. I don't know what the fuck was on this paper, purely because I'm shit at reading in French. But anyway, all is sorted out. And then I get a work experience. I don't know what to do. I don't know how to act, because to be honest, I wasn't like expecting to get my work experience in a pharmacy, you know. So I completely pulled that one out my ass. But anyway, a couple of weeks later come by, and you know, it's the time. It's the day that I have to go in there and work in a pharmacy. So I go in there and I meet everybody, and the boss isn't actually there. So I'm stuck with the secretary that's apparently my boss. Well, she's not a secretary, she's more like a person that sits at the desk and just takes phone calls and all of that shit. And she's my boss, okay? And everyone else is working, they're running up and down, finding all this drugs and medicine and stuff, and giving it to like the customers and the patients and all of that crap they do. And then there's me here that is actually just scanning the boxes. Even I got that wrong because I accidentally dropped the scanner like a million times. I swear to God it broke by the end of the week. So yeah, they were kind of pissed at me for that. I don't know why. It was just, you know, an amateur mistake. Seriously, bro. So yeah, the first day was over. I only worked in the afternoon till like 6 o'clock, so 2 till 6, and I was shattered. Like, it was dark when I had to go home, and it was cold, and I was bored, and oh god, it was horrible. So the second day comes by. It's actually a bank holiday, which is, you know, great. And then the next day, so I have to work the whole day, 9 till 6, which is insane. And then I go in there, and the boss is there that day, and you know, what we talk about is politics. We actually talk about Russia and the NHS and how fucked up the British government are, how much of dickheads they are, and the Iraq war, and how America decided to go to war with countries like for no fucking reason, and all of that shit. And he's kind of like a conspiracy freak. So yeah, I got on with him pretty well, and that's how I got on with him, really. And he kind of showed me around, he showed me where the heroin's stashed, and all of that good stuff. And to be honest, he still made me do fuck all. Like, I had to do nothing. All I done was pretend to write notes, like pretend to act interested in what the fuck they're doing, even though I had no interest in what they're doing. But yeah, So he shows me around a few times, and you know, I kind of end up drawing a map of the pharmacy because I couldn't think of what else to write. So yeah, then that day finally ends, and I actually found out how to make time go quicker. I've almost got 10,000 views on that video, but I've actually found, you know, even better tips to make time go faster, just by sitting at a desk, and it was so boring, oh my god. But anyway, yeah, I ended up actually pissing him off a few times, because then there was this guy, like this business guy, that came in to like inspect the place, and then there was just me sitting there like, yo bro, and I don't know what, I don't know how I was meant to act in that kind of situation. Anyway, yeah, I ended up also accidentally breaking the shop's poster. Well, it wasn't actually the shop's poster, it was the poster for the shop next door, and they said, oh, it's rubbish, you know, throw it in the bin. So I end up breaking it in half and making it small enough to go in the bin, and then the postman comes back in and says, oh, sorry, it's for the shop next door, and then he looks at me like I'm a complete and utter fucking villain, and then I'm like, ah, oh, fuck. So yeah, I broke the poster, and I also ended up dropping the box of drugs, and yeah, he kind of got pissed at me for that, even though, you know, he forgave me. You know, he says, you know, it's okay, you're scared. And I was like, yeah, bro, I'm scared. So one of the funniest things was, now you're probably going to think this is 100% bullshit, but it's not, okay? I'm 100% legit. This is 100% legit, okay? This is all true. Okay, what happened, right, I went for lunch in McDonald's. I ended up going down to the shop to buy a drink, and then I decided to sit outside that shop, like at the side bit of the shop, looking at the pharmacy, waiting for that door to open so I can go back to work and do fuck all. And there was this guy that came up to me and asked for weed, and I was like, I didn't understand what he said. He spoke in French. He said, do you know a drug dealer, in French? And I didn't understand what he said, and I said, I'm English. And then he starts speaking to me in really good English, and he says, do you know a drug dealer? And I was like, no, sorry. And he says, oh, do you have any weed? And I was like, nope. And then he says, why aren't you at school? And I was like, I have my work experience. And then he was like, okay, do you know anybody that has weed? And I was like, nope. And I was shocked. I was, you know, I've had my few occasions when I was in the presence of people doing weed, but this guy must have been at thirst level 99 to go up to some kid in the street and ask for weed. You know, and he looked proper depressed as well. I feel sorry for the bloke. Anyway, that was kind of funny. And yeah, some of the good stuff about my work experience was obviously going to McDonald's every day, and I actually done really well in the test I got for, well, it wasn't a test, it was more of a presentation. I actually pulled it out of the bag. I ended up doing it all on the last day it was due, and then I had to do a presentation in front of the principal and the English teacher, and I absolutely nailed it. Got 15 out of 20, which was sick. And yeah, I also bought, like, the people that work there a box of sweets, a box of Haribo's, to say thank you for having me. And yeah, I don't know if he was happy about the Haribo's, you know, the grown men and women, you know, I bought them Haribo's, you know, they should be grateful. But anyway, he ended up giving me like one Haribo out of the whole box, and then he ended up actually closing the box and putting it back in the cupboard after everyone had one sweet. Now, who the fuck takes one Haribo out of a huge fucking box? Like, nobody does that, you know. You take like good like 5 sweets out of the box, and then, you know, and then you go back after you finish there, and that's how you eat sweets. But anyway, but that was my work experience. I had a few more good times. Obviously, I learned how to put medicine in the cupboards, and I learned how to put stuff on the shelves, and all of that hard skills that takes a lot of time and effort to learn. But anyway, that was my work experience. I hope that you guys enjoyed the video. I'm sorry that this isn't a real good Black Ops 3 video, but it is kind of like, you know, I'm sorry, it was kind of short notice. But anyway, thanks for watching the video. I hope you enjoyed. Please go follow me on everything. Peace out.